Okay, so let me just turn off the music first. And yeah, I think we can already start and then people can just hop in. And for those who will not be able to, let's say, join in, then we can actually just send it to them on the welcome email that they'll be getting. So everyone will be getting the welcome email by tomorrow evening. Okay, so welcome everyone to the part-time data science orientation. My name is Neil and I'm one of the onboarding managers here at Coding Dojo. So firstly, we would ask for you to keep your video on, be present, and please keep yourself on mute if you don't have um, uh, any questions so far. You can actually use the raise hand feature or type your message or type your question on the chat box at Zoom. Okay. Okay. So now our agenda would be firstly introductions, your TAs and instructors, career services overview, program overview, graduation requirements, learning support, and then Q&A and resources. Okay, so this is actually you in the middle. So you're actually at the center of everything here at Coding Dojo. You would actually have your instructors and TAs for learning data science. You would have your career services manager, which is Joseph. He would actually help you with career planning and job hunting. He would actually help you while you're within the bootcamp and after the bootcamp. You would have your fellow cohort mates, your classmates. So this is where you would have collaboration with them and also do group activities. Student support manager, which is Robbie. He's actually your co-pilot throughout the program. Then for any help that you would need while within the program, you can actually reach out to Robbie. And then for curriculum and the Learn platform, that's actually all your resources where you can actually get them. And yeah, okay. So who we are, so for data science instructors, so we have the lead instructor, Dr. Brenda Hungerford. Your instructor will be Will Calhoun. And then we have your TAs, Adam, Nicole, and Mandy, which are available through your on the Discord server. So you would actually have your own cohort channel through Discord. So for any questions about the program itself, you can actually reach everyone through Discord. Okay, so passing through Joseph.
Perfect. Hi, guys. Good evening. As Neil's mentioned, my name is Joseph, and I'll be your career service manager as you progress with the boot camp and also post boot camp. A little bit about me. So prior to the boot camp, I used to be a recruiter. I used to recruit for all types of roles, including data science. So in terms of experience, right, I'm able to bring, what the other side is looking for. So what other recruiters are looking for, what hiring managers are looking for when it comes to not only your portfolio, but your LinkedIn, GitHub, and resume as well. So a couple things to keep in mind is that you will have the career track on the Learn platform. So definitely access that whenever you would like. Be on the lookout for emails. So you will be receiving automated emails, but also personal emails from me with regards to tech talks and assignments. And then also remember this, your journey starts on day one in regards to career services, right? And I think we talked about this in the open house, is that unlike the other boot camps that start their career service towards the very end, we here at the boot camp, or the dojo, believe that by breaking the career side into smaller manageable pieces will actually set you up for more success once you do graduate, right? Our hopes is when you graduate, all you need to do is focus on the job position itself, right? A lot of people don't realize that the job search is very stressful, right? It's a lot of highs, a lot of lows. Yes, it's a different stress compared to the program and the curriculum, but it's very emotional, right? A lot stressful. So the more that we can do to help alleviate that stress, the better off you'll be once you get to the job search portion. As far as career service expectations, number one, you definitely want to communicate often with me, as often as you like, right? From my experience, it's the students who email me every other week or every other month, whatever it may be, or meet with me as often as they like, are the most successful throughout the boot camp. Okay. Number two, you definitely want to attend all career events. This includes not only tech talks that we will be hosting, but also workshops too, right? And the tech talks were made and are going to be created to basically give you better insight as far as what to expect once you become a data professional and just like the overall day-to-day life. And then as far as the workshops go, that will help get your overall branding material ready. Okay, so not only will we have workshops, which include resume building, job search strategy, but also behavioral workshops as well. Number three, you definitely want to complete the career assignments. So these career assignments will also create to help you get your job ready, right? So we have assignments not only to help you get your resume ready, your LinkedIn, your GitHub if you don't have those already, but also help you start getting material ready for the interview process that you will be experiencing later on. And then if you haven't yet, you will, definitely schedule and attend all one-on-one meetings. Like I said, you will have automated emails that will remind you to schedule these one-on-ones. So definitely do that as well. Aside from that, any questions from me with regards to career services, feel free to type it into the chat box or actually just unmute yourselves. And I think we do have one. Now, any tech talks on children's resource workshops in person, no, they're all going to be on Zoom. And in terms of notifications, you'll be receiving personal emails from me as well as calendar invites too. Any other questions? I'm actually going to type in my email for you guys as well. So if you do have questions, feel free to reach out there. But I believe in the next slide, we're going to go over kind of like a high level overview of the career service roadmap. So Neil, if you want to go to that page, thank you very much. You can just see here, right? So if you guys haven't yet, you will be receiving emails to schedule your initial one-on-one. So definitely do that. And then as you progress from there, as you can see from this graph, you're going to get assignments. So in week 3, week 5, and in week 8, you'll be getting most of your assignments to week 10. And then most of our workshops will be held at the very big, towards the very end of the boot camp. So during that dead week, we'll be having our job search strategy workshop, a behavioral workshop potentially, and then also a resume workshop as well. But besides that, I believe that is it for me. I'll stay on for a couple of minutes if you guys have questions, but I think I'll be handing it off to Brenda to talk about the program itself. But it's very nice to meet you guys, and I'm super excited to work with you guys.
All right, thanks. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Joseph. We're the dream team. We all like each other usually. So I'm Brenda Hungerford. I am not going to be your instructor. You're going to have several instructors throughout the program. You'll change about every 4 weeks. We call them stacks, but most people would just call them like courses. And so you will get a chance to work with different professionals. And I think that's going to be really great for you to get to know. Your first one, though, that you're going to hear from is Will. And so you'll be hearing from him soon because he's gonna take you guys into your first course. However, we also have instructor Porvi, who is leading the optional and free and amazing Python basics. And you've got one more left tonight after this. So if you haven't had a chance to stop in and learn from those live lessons, take advantage of that tonight. And that'll be, even if you didn't go the other ones, like it's still one chance just to kind of get acclimated and get a head start on some of that Python basics material is going to be really helpful. So First of all, with our program, we have 2 simultaneous programs going. So some of you are signed up for the 12-week and some are signed up for the 16-week. These programs are identical for the first 3 weeks. If anyone has signed up for the 12-week and said, hey, I didn't know there was a 16-week, you can talk to Robbie and you can change into the 16-week, and it won't affect anything that you're doing, because for the first 12 weeks, you're all together. It's just kind of an addition at the end. So each of these stacks, like I said, is 4 weeks. And we expect a minimum really of like 20 to 25 hours per week dedicated to your course material. It can be more. So you really do need to plan your life. And I know it doesn't sound as much, I think, until you really look at what does that look like. As a part-time student, you've got a lot of other things going on. You may have a full-time job. Most of our students do have other family commitments and things like that. So like really take the time to block out what does 25 hours a week look like, so that you go in prepared, because time management is probably one of the biggest challenges of being in a part-time boot camp. It's called a boot camp. It's intense. It is part-time, but it is a lot of time, often more than what it seems like at first. So hopefully you can kind of plan that out. You've got a few more days to figure out how you're going to make this work. So our first stack is going to be fundamentals. That's just going to get you introduction to data cleaning, a little bit of analysis, kind of pave the way with your Python knowledge. Then the next stack is machine learning. You're going to learn what machine learning is, how to prepare data for machine learning, how to evaluate your models, like kind of the nitty-gritty fun stuff. Then we'll just take that to the next level in advanced machine learning, and you'll learn some neural networks and some unsupervised learning. And then if you are opting for the 16-week program, we've got some really exciting things for you there. We're going to hone in on some more SQL skills, database architecture, and also even getting up on the cloud with some AWS and giving you some of those data engineering skills that you're going to need to be familiar with in the workplace. So I think we can go on to the next slide. Beep. So regarding the program and how it's going to work for you, you are meeting 2 times a week, live, required, attendance is required. We work everything on Pacific time, all of our calendars and schedules. A lot of us aren't on Pacific time, but that is Coding Dojo time. So be aware of that. Are you adding or subtracting 1, 2, 3 hours? What's going on? Your class will meet Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 to 6. Those are required, like I said, so plan around that. You do need to be there. At least 80% attendance means you can miss one. You can miss one and you're okay. More than that, and then this becomes an issue. Just like any good common courtesy, let your instructor know if you have to miss a class. We do record all the classes. So if you have to miss a class, you can watch the recording. If you go to the class, but just want to watch it because there's something you want to review, like the recordings are available for everyone all the time, usually the next day. The lessons may introduce new concepts, things that are not directly covered in the material, or they may reinforce or provide examples. So absolutely a required component of our program. You're going to have readings and videos and outside references, like all kinds of different resources to use. On the live lecture days, we also have, at the beginning and end of that hour, a half hour of what we call office hours. This is just a drop-in. A lot of times you can come in with questions. This is where your instructor will be available. It's open, it's public. You can come in and listen to other people's questions. Sometimes you learn a lot that way. So that's 30 minutes before and after class in the same Zoom room that your lecture will be in. This is not a time for private, like personal matters. I'm just clarifying because I know we've had confusion on that before. You also can set up one-on-one meets with your instructor if you do need to have something that's a little more personal. We also have every week, we have what we call a code review. This is a small group session that you can sign up for. I think this may need to be changed because I think it will be on the off days of your class. Since this says Tuesday, Thursdays, your guys will probably be Monday, Wednesday. But this is just another touch point for you. You sign up, you go, and it's just kind of like, what's the flavor of the week? Are we going over assignments? Do we have questions? Are we sharing a presentation? You know, this is just yet another chance for you to work with your instructor and also get to know your classmates in a smaller group. You will get a Calendly link from Will that will allow you to sign up for the time slot that works for you for that. They are optional. This is not an attendance required on the code reviews, but we do highly recommend you take advantage of everything that we offer if you can. Beep. Okay, yeah, so what are the expectations? It's really threefold. There's three big things that you are going to need to progress. So we have these checkpoints, whether it's the 12 or the 16-week program, every 4 weeks, okay, end of stack, you have to meet these requirements before you can progress to the next stack. So no one can get all the way to the end and then realize something, you know, is amiss. We have these checkpoints to help you stay on track and stay prepared, and also to maintain the integrity of our graduates because we know they've met all of these requirements. So the first has already been mentioned. Attendance is 80% of live classes must be attended, and that means you can miss only one. The next one is 90% core assignment submission. We will have core assignments, practice assignments, and an occasional optional assignment. Usually once a week, we have some optional like interview practice. Of the core assignments, you need to do 90%, which is usually all of them, maybe but one in a stack, because there's, you know, you pretty quickly get down to 90%. We expect you to do all of them for your benefit, but we also recognize that some, you know, things happen. So you really can't miss many assignments. And in addition to that, you will also have to pass the belt exam. We call them belt exams because we're coding dojo. So these are like your black belt, you know, from the ninja world. But you need to pass each stack to prove that you have met the competencies taught in that stack that you need for the next stack. So you will have those in the third weekend of each stack moving forward. All right, beep. Your assignments, like I said, 3 types, practice, core, and optional. The practice assignments are not required, but incredibly strongly recommended. A lot of times doing the practice assignment will help you do better on the core assignment. You'll pick up more information. You're all here to learn, but those ones will not be graded, and but they're just a chance for you to practice. I did see a question pop up in the chat. If you don't pass the belt exam, it kind of depends a little bit. We have 2 waves of belt exam. The first wave is if you have all of your assignments completed by the belt eligibility day, you can participate in the belt exam in the first wave. That gives you a little bit of leeway to where if you don't pass, you have an option to do a retake in the second wave. And this will we'll share more as it comes closer. But if you haven't met your eligibility requirements for the belt exam, like your 90% core completion of assignments, you need to do your assignments before you can take the exam. You're going to miss that first opportunity. If you get your assignments in after that by Sunday, you can basically take the exam during the second wave, which means you either pass it and move on, or you would be able to sign up. You'd have to meet with Robbie here and sign up to start that, like repeat that stack. We call that a rollback. And you would start over kind of like repeating, you know, kind of like you would repeat any class. You start over, you've got no attendance, you've got no assignments done. You know, you just start fresh and you work through all the attendance, all the assignments and everything you need. And you also incur, it's a $500 fee to do that. So there's options. That's not the first option, but it is, you know, something that sometimes that's just how life goes, and it happens. So if that happens to you once in the whole program in the stack, that's okay. We allow that once. And then I think Robbie can speak on it, but a second time is only if there's like mitigating circumstances. And we try to be very understanding of things that happen in life, deaths and family illness, things like that. So otherwise, that's the plan. Are there any more questions? Let's see. Okay, perfect, Robbie. Thank you. All right, beep. Something that you are, I think, are really going to enjoy, and something that I'm really proud of in our program, is that you will do 2 projects over the course of this program, even a kind of a third one if you are doing the 16-week. But the 2 main projects that everyone here is going to do are completed throughout the program. And this is something that I think works really well for part-time students. It's not, oh, the last day you have to turn in all this whole entire project that you were supposed to manage on your own. It's every week there's a piece of this project as part of your core assignments. It's built in. So every week you'll do a piece of it. And as long as you just keep up with every week's assignments and doing that, you'll get feedback on the first piece of the project that will lead you to success for the second piece and so forth. And it will help manage it for you so that you don't have to do feel like you have to do all of it at once. Or if you're a procrastinator, we won't allow you to be. We force you to get this done and be successful each week at a time. The first one, everyone is going to do the same data set. It's just kind of easier to get acclimated and get used to it. And then for the second one, this is where you really get to shine and show your own personal interests, and you get to pick the data set that you're interested in. So if you're interested in something in healthcare, you can choose a healthcare data set. If you're interested in finance, choose finance, sports, whatever. I mean, there's all kinds of data out there, and you'll be picking that data set about halfway through the program. So don't stress, don't have to pick it yet. Beep. Okay, belt exams. You're going to want to start kind of planning the weekends that you have a belt exam. They will be at the ends of the weekends of the 3rd, 7th, 11th, and 15th week. And it is project based. So it is not multiple choice. It is not essay, matching, fill in the blank, whatever all those options are. It is a project, much like the projects that you do in assignments that you do in class. You're given a data set, you're asked to complete things, and then you submit that. So you will be prepared for it when the time comes, and you'll also have a chance to, ask more questions about the policies and the procedures and even the content of that coming along. We have a mock belt exam for every stack. It is on. As soon as you have access to the first stack, you'll see it, or the first stack. As soon as you have access to the second stack, you'll see it. It's a mock belt exam that's kind of an example with another data set that you can use to practice. And, we don't want you to be surprised by what it is that you're coming into, especially the format. We don't want you to think, oh, I'm going to come in and it's going to be, where I have to, like I said, do multiple choice. And here you're asking me to do this analysis. No, you're going to see very similar what the expectations are. So then you have a chance to answer questions and know if you're prepared and ready to go. Special note, I can't believe we're already this far into the season to where you're going to hit the May 29th week, but you will. We are closed that whole week. It is in conjunction with the Memorial Day holiday, but it's kind of like our summer off is that week from Coding Dojo. So you will also not have class and everything gets bumped out one week. We won't have instructors. Sometimes we have TAs who are willing to work those hours. We'll let you know when May comes around, but just mark your calendars. So everything's, your 12 weeks is going to take 13 weeks because of that break. All right. Something really, really special about Coding Dojo in our program is that you get personal feedback on your core assignments and projects and belt exam. So the Learn platform, which is where you will submit your assignments, is not going to give you the personal feedback. It is only going to say that you submitted something or not. It's not going to say that you submitted something valid, something good, something that met. It's just going to say submitted. So, which is good. It's good to know that it registers something. But you could put a link to a video on there or something of your cat, and it would say submitted, right? So we will check your work, but really it's to help you, right? It's also to keep valid and make sure you're on track, but it's to help you because we'll give feedback on things that you could do better, things that you could improve upon. And if you've like attempted the assignment and just really missed some key aspects of what the expectations were, you will have an opportunity to resubmit it. So you will have an individual, each person will have this document. This is a Google Sheet that will be shared with you and only you. You will be able to comment on it, and your instructor will be able to write the feedback. And then in the circle here, you'll see the status. That assignment will either be passed, which means you've met the expectations. There may still be feedback, right? I always like to say like, nice job or something. Or, you passed, but this could have been done differently. If there's nothing, no news is usually good news. Then you could have the option where it says resubmit. This means you submitted something, but maybe you just didn't finish it. That happens. You really got confused on something and did it wrong. We don't want to let you move forward with issues. We want to fix them as soon as we can. And so think of it as it's really us looking out for you, taking the time. Sometimes it doesn't feel that way when you feel like, oh, I failed. No, we're not saying you failed. We're just giving you a chance to do better, right? And so you will get specific directions on why. Like, what is it that you were missing? It's not just a guess. You can always contact your instructor. Like, what's going on with this resubmit? I thought I did everything. I'm still confused. We want you to learn from every assignment that you do. And so if it says resubmit, you've got until the next week's assignments are due to address that resubmit, ask the questions, turn it in again, and hopefully change that yellow to green. The other thing that this could say, but not for this group because it's not going to happen, missing in red. That means you didn't turn anything in. We don't know what's going on. If that happens, maybe you did try to turn it in and something went wrong. Contact your instructor, let them know, turn it in, or get it done as soon as possible so you don't fall behind. Okay, so this is going to be updated about once a week as instructors will be grading primarily assignments for week 1. You have until Sunday. There's a little bit of extra time in the first week. After that, week 2, 3, and 4 assignments are all due on the Friday. So you need to start thinking, kind of planning it out. We give you that first week to adjust because you may not come in, expecting, handling it, but you want to start working on your week 2 assignments that first weekend if you're going to be a weekend worker, a weekend warrior, like we call you, weekend ninja. So plan that so that you can get those things in by Friday morning. That gives Friday morning and Monday for instructors to give you feedback. A lot of times you'll get some on Friday, so you can get those things addressed over the weekend. It may not be till Monday, but you can usually keep moving forward on your other assignments. So any questions about this? Because I know I'm la la la. All right. Support. I think I can hand it over. Yes, can I hand it over? Is this still me?
Yeah, I can actually do it. So
okie doke.
Yeah. So for any communication with your TAs or instructor, you do have your own cohort channel at the Discord server for Coding Dojo. So that's DS Python Basics March. And then they would actually post, like, say, your TAs if they're available by that time. You can also direct message your TAs or instructors or even your classmates there at the Discord server. Then, yeah, Brenda for instructor one-on-one.
Okay, I wasn't sure what number we were on. I just got lost.
Yeah, it's okay.
If it's not in a spreadsheet, I struggle. So instructor one-on-ones are something that we also offer that you will be able to sign up for to meet with whenever you have your instructor and you just want to have usually 15 or 30 minutes time block to talk about whatever it is that you need to talk about related to data science. I mean, it can be an assignment, it often is. It could be about, suggestions related to careers or things like that. Kind of pick their brain. You can sign up for those and it works through Calendly, which links with the instructor's Google calendar. So basically it only allows you to pick times where they're available. So if they've got, blocked out, I'm teaching a class at this time, or I have to have a meeting with my pesky boss, Brenda, then you can't sign up. If you sign up, you are the #1 priority for that time. Okay, you will be blocked off and they won't schedule other things on top of it. You will get a Zoom link, and I just tell you this, you'll forget, but it's a little awkward. You get an email and it has a Zoom link that's specific for you and your instructor for that meeting. I almost would always have students who would email me or message me, where's the Zoom link? It's in that email, but if you have trouble and you can't find it or you forget, just pop a message to your instructor in Discord is usually the easiest way. Hey, I'm trying to find the meeting link. Can you share it with me? And they'll share it with you. The most important thing is it is really an important use of our instructor's time that they are willing to dedicate 100% of that 30 minutes with you. They will set it aside. They will do nothing else. If you aren't going to be able to show up, even if it's like 30 seconds from now when you just realize I can't make it, please let them know as soon as possible that you need to cancel. So they will free up that time to do something else, help another student, grade an assignment, whatever it is they need to do. That is common courtesy in the workplace. That is common courtesy in life, okay? So please don't just blow off a one-on-one because we find that very, very disrespectful. So make sure that if you schedule one, if you have to cancel, that's fine. We get that too. Just let your instructor know as soon as possible, even if it's the last minute, like they will just free up that time. They have plenty to do. That is, even if you say, oh, can't come, instead of sitting and waiting 5 minutes, 10 minutes, are they here? Are they not? I want to be ready. So that's just common courtesy, but we do appreciate it. Do take advantage of those one-on-ones. It can be a really great way to learn and get some move forward in the course. We also have TA support pretty much every day of the week, pretty much in the evenings, and then even on the weekend days. We have TAs who are here to help you with your coding problems. They will help you with assignments. They will help you how to think and how to find answers on your own. Don't expect them to do your work for you. That's not going to help you. They will guide you towards the right answers, help you with your sanity, encourage you when you need it. Like, they're here for all of that as well. So you will get a daily schedule document with everything on it, including the hours your TAs are available. They will be accessible via Discord. They're not accessible if you message them on Discord and it's not their hours, like they're not going to respond. Okay. So you just have to kind of pay attention to what their hours are so that you don't feel like, why am I being snubbed? Well, they're off, right? They're not going to respond when they're not working. So we strongly recommend, super strongly recommend that you post any questions that you have in the main Discord channel. That allows anyone to see it, cohort mates, instructor, any TA who's available will see the question, and then everyone can see the responses. And it's just this sort of exponential learning where everyone sees the question, everyone sees the response, can contribute. Instead of like hiding things in direct messages, it's very tempting to do that, but it doesn't help anyone if you hide things away in a direct message. So if it's a question about the code, somebody else has the question. Almost every single time someone else has it, they may just not be asking it or haven't asked it yet. And then that'll just save everyone. So try to do that. Don't feel embarrassed or anything about having a question. Only thing you should be worried about is just if you don't ask questions when you have them. Like, we want you to ask those questions. And please don't share like entire solutions. Also, if someone asks a question, give them the chance to learn as well. So don't post, oh, here's my answer to this assignment. That's obviously not going to work either. So yeah, look out for those hours on the daily schedule doc, and you will, I'm sure, get to know all of our TAs. They're not here right now. They're getting prepared to help and assist with class. Usually a TA will be at every live class as well, and then available in the evenings and, like I said, on the weekends. So that's TA support.
Thank you, Brenda. So,
Beep.
yep, so it's Robbie.
Okay, now it's Robbie.
Yes, and Brenda, thank you so much. But I saw a question: are the Calendly links for instruction and TA on Discord, or is that only in their welcome email?
I believe those links will be put in the welcome email, but probably also in Discord. I don't think they're there yet, but or at any time if you need to ask. But the main place for all these links is on that daily schedule document that you'll get. It's at the top. It's like a header, and it'll have the class link, the TA Zoom room, the Calendly's, where to do your taxes, everything. Now, just kidding about that last.
Awesome.
But no, it'll be at the top of that daily schedule doc, which is like kind of like your kind of like a one-stop shop for all the information you're going to need in terms of scheduling and links. It should be.
Awesome. Thank you. So it's on to me. Hey, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful and fun night. So I'm Robbie. I'm the lead support manager here at Coding Dojo, but I am also going to be your personal support manager in this next 12 or 16 weeks, whichever program you're in. My goal is to pretty much guide and assist you throughout your entire student journey here at Coding Dojo, whether that be from needing a retake, which we discussed. And we're going to go into a couple of these bullet points will be in my next slide. So if you see something that I'm just glancing over, it's because I'll be going over it a little bit more in depth. But I'm really here for anything non-instruction or curriculum related. So if you have a question about a data set, how to get in a lab or assignment, I'm not your guy. Anything else, and I mean literally anything else, email me. I'm throwing my email in there right now. Brenda knows I deal with the most common questions to the most unique and obscure questions. There's nothing I don't know or am able to find out for you. So just really quick, like we were discussing before, if you have any life circumstances that require you to then either retake a stack, withdraw from the program completely, postpone the start of your next stack or retake, or God forbid you need a leave of absence, you would reach out to me. I would email you next steps. I'll send you every bit of information that you need, and we'll also meet one-on-one, face-to-face, just so that we can also solidify that you are comfortable with the next phase and you know what's going on. The next one is your financial concerns. If you're paying out of pocket and have an installment plan, you would contact me. If you need to say redo the schedule of how your payments are being taken out, I can help you with that. Those $500 retake fees that we'll go over in the next slide, that's also a question that you would direct towards me. Third-party loans, some of you are going to have Ascent, Climb, Mia Share, all of that is fine to direct towards me. For third-party financing, depending on the question, I may have to revert you back to that third-party lender, but I will always be able to find out the answer for you if it's something within the Coding Dojo wheelhouse. And then next, moving into your stack progress, every single week or every other week, you're going to be receiving emails from me, letting you know how you are. We're going to touch on that in the next slide, but I'm going to reach out to you regarding attendance, assignments, and if you need or want a program transfer, which we of course hope you don't, because data science is one of the most awesome programs, not just in Coding Dojo, but honestly of any coding boot camp anywhere. And it's really, Brenda knows, we've come a long way, and this is one of my favorite programs, which is why I still choose to be the active support manager for you all, because I really believe in Brenda, the instruction team, and this program so much. The next slide, academic probation, it'd be too long to go in, and of course, we hope that none of you in this orientation ever are on academic probation. But again, we'll discuss the terms of that in the next slide. And then this next part is super important. Anything that you need, just stay and connect with me. If you ghost me, if you're unresponsive to my emails, then we get into an issue where I could have probably helped mitigate something like an academic dismissal or the need to postpone, retake, any of those things, if we would have just been in the loop, because I have a little bit more wiggle room when I have time to come up with a game plan for you. And of course, when in doubt, just reach out to me or your instructor. You're gonna feel sometimes a little bit more connected to your instructor. So by all means, if you feel more connected, to email and reach out to them. do so, and they'll loop me in nonetheless. And then we go on to the next slide, Neil. Perfect. So these
Hey, Robbie,
Yeah.
I do want to just hit real quick since you mentioned it. If your instructor is always going to be someone who you can ask anything, like, and they will say, if I don't know, I'll find out. But I do also just want to let you know, like, if you have questions about things like finances or, mitigating circumstances, that kind of thing, please understand that the instructor will probably direct you to Robbie. It's not because they don't want to assist you or help you. It is that we just sort of delegate certain, it's certain tasks are sort of for certain people. So we are all a team working together. Robbie and the instructors and me, we all, are working together. But certain questions, like an instructor is not going to discuss paying a fee or something. Like, it's just not like their area. And I know students will sometimes ask instructors, and the instructor feels a little like, well, I'm sorry, that's not my thing, but let me give you, hand you off to Robbie. So expect that you will get to the right person. If you ask Robbie the question about the data set, he's going to say, I would love to help you, but I haven't taken the program yet. I'm going to soon. But hand it off to the instructor and vice versa. So it's not that everyone always wants to help you, and don't be worried to ask the wrong person. We'll just connect you with the right person. Fair enough?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. And just as Brenda said, in the same manner that an instructor may loop me in if they have no idea how to really best assist you, I would do the same if it is instruction related. But again, we work hand in hand all day, every day. So it's not a long delay or pause between hands. So you'll be set. I promise you that. Now, going on to those weekly progress check-ins that I was discussing, our weekly check-ins for specialist programs are going to be every Tuesday. The time of the day on Tuesday that you might get an email from me may vary, but you're always going to get an email from me letting you know where you currently stand. So if you're falling behind, for example, you'll get an email from me that says, hey, I noticed you are missing a few assignments. What, if any, are the blockages that are preventing you from getting those turned in? And of course, I can help facilitate scheduling a one-on-one with your instructor if that's kind of the course that we need to go under. Now we can move on to the academic probation. Again, if you're on academic probation, you will receive an email. It will have an attachment, and in the body of the email as well, it will clearly outline the academic probation and its terms. So there's a couple things that you would have to do to get off of academic probation. But again, that will all be really clearly outlined in those emails. But in just a general sense, if you fall underneath 60% of that core assignment completion, that qualifies you for academic probation automatically. It's a semi-automation. So again, if you inform us early on that you're having some troubles with assignments, we can get you the help you need so that you never fall below the 60%. But unfortunately, like I said, because it's semi-automated, if none of us know what's going on, we are just going to assume you're under 60% because you chose not to turn in any assignments, which will then just be a kind of a negative mark on your enrollment. It's not terrible. I mean, sometimes you just fall on academic probation for circumstances out of your control, which again, as long as you're open and communicative, we'll figure out the best way to proceed. Now, you do get 3 chances to be on academic probation before you are recommended for academic dismissal. So, and really it's 2, because on your 3rd probation, you'll be recommended for dismissal. It's not on your 4th, it's on your 3rd. So what will happen is you'll get an email to schedule a meeting with myself. We'll go over why you were recommended for that academic review and potential dismissal. And then we'll, again, just always come up with a game plan to get you back on track. If we can get you back on track and avoid the dismissal, that's always going to be our goal, hands down, every single time. And we are lucky in this program. Again, I'm blessed. Brenda knows we have wonderful data science students. So it's not often that we come across those academic dismissals or recommendations for academic dismissal. So I want you to be aware, but I don't want you to kind of feel that that's an inevitable or something that happens quite often, but just so you're aware. Now, going into the retake, as we were discussing, you have 2 retakes per program. The first one is no questions asked. If you are unable to pass a stack for whatever reason, you're going to automatically get that first retake. It's $500. You also have the option to take another retake should you need it for an additional stack, or it has happened, you need to retake that same stack twice. I'm going to ask you kind of what happened and see what the mitigating circumstance was. 9 times out of 10, it's something that is workable and doable. So again, that's why I say you have 2 retake options, but they are both $500 every time, no questions asked. So I just like to make that clear, because it kind of behooves you to just put in as much effort as you can in that initial go around, because while $500 is not nearly the cost of your program tuition, it's still a hefty chunk. I mean, I don't have $500 just laying around at all. So I just like to make you aware, so that way, if you feel also that you're going down that route, you can start to put a little money aside or save up. And of course, that $500 is just needs to be paid prior to the start of that retake. If there's extreme financial circumstances, again, the open communication is going to be your best friend, because I can help or advocate for you to upper management if need be. Just always keep that line of communication. And the last thing that I would like to touch on is just respect and teamwork. Teamwork is a crucial skill for any data scientist, no matter what, if you're entry level or senior. You are always going to be working in a team. So that's kind of the mindset we want to start day one in Coding Dojo. You're all a team. We are a team with you. So if you succeed, we succeed. If you fail, I fail. That's how I view it. And I hope you all learn and like to actually work in that team mentality. Again, you're going to work together in live sessions. You are encouraged to work together outside of the class. So link together on Discord, use those open office hours or those code reviews that are for your groups in public. Everything except your belt exam, which Brenda already touched on, but that's you. You cannot, if you have a friend, also, we've had this come up, so it's worth mentioning. If you're taking this course with a friend, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, even if you live in the same household, you cannot collaborate on belt exams at all in any fashion. So if we see that it was a collaborative effort, of course, then it's considered plagiarism and academic dishonesty, which then again is also could revert you back to that review for academic dismissal, which is what we want to avoid. And the last one, I never really have to touch on this, but I do just because all communication with myself, Brenda, instruction staff, Neil, anybody who emails you should be professional and respectful. I will never email you or speak to you with anything but respect and kindness, and I ask that same thing in return. The student code of conduct outlines kind of what is considered harassment or demeaning behavior, language, etc. So of course, if you're ever just curious, you can revert back to your student catalog and it'll give you the student code of conduct outlined pretty nicely. But that's all I have really in support. Again, you have instruction that's going to teach you how to be a data scientist, and I'm going to help you get through that period. And it is fun. I love what I do. I love working with each and every one of you. Me and Brenda meet once a week, and I tell her every week how grateful and blessed I am to be a part of Coding Dojo and to be in each one of your lives. So feel free to shoot me my email. I left that in the chat. Even now, whenever you want, just shoot me an email. I'm always here for you. And thank you.
Okay, thank you, Robbie. So moving on, dojo rules. So this is actually the way to be successful at the dojo. So be present, firstly, as what Brenda has mentioned a while ago. You need to have a minimum of 80% for attendance. And then, for example, that if you'll be attending the lectures, if you'll be traveling somewhere, it will be best, like, it's gonna be hard for you to, like, say, attend the lectures with your mobile phone, but of course it's always best for you to, like, attend the lectures on your laptop or on your desktop, so that way you can actually, like, say, mirror what your instructors are doing at the same time, or even like say be focused at the same time that you're actually listening to the lectures. So strength through struggle. So it's actually a mental game. So boot camp is difficult. So there's no easy boot camp. So what we always say is that when you struggle, this is actually where you will truly learn and become increasingly self-sufficient of yourself. So, and of course that where else to go to, but like say if you need like to research something or if you need to look for answers, but of course you would actually be Google experts eventually. So that's actually where you can actually reach out to as well as other than your TAs and instructors. So always be humble, feet on the ground. So respect with each other, to your TAs, instructors, fellow cohort mates, or everyone in Coding Dojo. So that's the most important thing here. The 20-minute rule. So again, well, we would actually help you learn more about data science, but we would like you to be self-sufficient. This is also where you'll be able to use your rubber ducky, wherein like say allow yourself 20 minutes to be self-sufficient, find the right answers, and then if not, then that's when you will be able to reach out to your fellow classmates or TAs if you're really struggling to find the right answer. So we have zero tolerance for the following. So we don't promote here negative attitude, disrespect, and dishonesty. So basically, that's a no-no here at Coding Dojo. And yeah, because we understand that you would not every day is actually a great day for you. You would have your bad days, but again, always have that respect to everyone. And what we say from an alumni, put in the time at the program. So there's no secret sauce other than that. So again, your commitment with the program and as well as your focus with the program would actually help you succeed. Okay, so these are the list of your resources. So for student support, career services, admissions, enrollment, and onboarding. I'll also be putting this on the chat so that if you need anything about your enrollment or about support, career services, you can just send us an email. Okay, so we learn through failure and trial and error. So I believe that's actually coming from Brenda. So yeah, I think that's about it for the orientation. And if you have any questions, we do actually have the floor for everyone. You can actually throw in your questions with onboarding instructions or with support.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
So just to clarify, there are 2 live sessions per week, correct?
Correct.
And so then how is the 80% like attendance calculated if like 20% equates to just one class when there's 2 classes a week for like 12 weeks or 16 weeks?
So it's broken down into each stack. So each stack is 4 weeks. If you miss more than one live lecture in that 4-week period, it is a little less than 80. I think it's like 78 point something percent. Brenda might be a little bit better. It's definitely not 80 if you have 2 missed unexcused absences. Now, of course, you can have an excused absence. It's not saying that you can only ever miss one class, excused or unexcused. It's just say you decided to not let instruction know, myself know, anybody about the attendance. It's one missed would leave you underneath, or if you had to, excuse me, you would not be able to qualify for that 80% in that 4-week stack.
Okay, so it's just a one like unexcused absence per stack. Okay.
Correct. And that resets in your next stack. So again, if you are in your first 4-week stack and you miss a day that's unexcused, when you transition into your next stack, it resets. So you would again still have the same requirements, but it wouldn't be, oh, I missed once 12 weeks ago and now I can never miss again. It's just every 4 stacks.
Okay.
And you are in the right place because you were doing this analysis already. Like, how is that even prepared? So awesome. Yes, it's 1 out of, well, because there's 8, right? It's how many out of 8 per stack? Good question. Good thinking. That'll be on the first. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, thank you. So David, you have a question?
Yeah, yes, I do. And thanks for the orientation information. I really appreciate you guys' presentation. It's all kind of nicely broken down, and pretty much every section is explained thoroughly. I do have a question in regards to the lectures that occur on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Supposedly, I'm getting text messages that kind of automatically say I'm getting like whatever orientation meeting or something like that. But sometimes for some odd reason, the link is invalid, or like it takes me to a different room. So I guess in case the text messages don't give me like the most accurate Zoom meeting room, would the links also be posted on Discord as well? Just in case, I don't have access to the link by any chance.
The link for class will be the same link for the whole stack with that particular instructor, and it will be on your daily schedule document, which will be emailed and should also be posted on the header in Discord. So you should have it. I don't think we text those. I don't think we do any texting from the instructor side. So I'm not sure where those are coming. Neil, do you know where those are coming from?
No. So basically, David, you will get all the details about the program on the welcome email that your instructor will be sending tomorrow evening. So that will include your class schedule and the Zoom links for the program. So about the text message, yeah.
Okay, all right. So basically, most of the information, all the information I really need to know is just via email, like emails and pretty much just Discord messages.
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
Cool.
And you'll see that welcome email is super, super detailed. I love it. I'm not even in the course, and I can go there anytime I need to maybe hop in a lecture. It's always going to be the same link, so that's why I like it. Just save that email in like your saved or your inbox, and just refer to it whenever you have any questions, because there's so much information on there that is invaluable even to me. So
okay, all right, sounds cool. Thank you.
And then Brenda, there was a question, if you want to answer, about are assignments accepted late? If so, how are you deducting points, if you do deduct points?
Yeah, so we don't actually, on assignments, we don't actually have points at all. It is basically passed or resubmit or missing. And with resubmit, you have an opportunity to turn it in, and it will be later, obviously, because you're having a second go at it. So you need to have your assignments on time in order to maintain your academic status. So the probation that Robbie talked about is based on deadlines. So, even if you do the assignments for say the first week, say you just don't choose to do any assignments because I don't know, you would be on academic probation, right? Because you obviously fell below the 60%. The next week, the expectation is not just that we will take those late assignments, but you must have them turned in because they are part of what is required to keep moving forward. So you would need to turn in those assignments late and keep up with your next week's assignment. So I always say it's really hard to keep up in a boot camp. It's impossible to catch up in a boot camp, right? Because you do have to keep, like, every week the train just keeps moving forward. So yeah, we expect all assignments to be turned in on time, and if they're not on time, then they have to be turned in late so that you can keep making progress towards completing all of your core assignments. Bare minimum is 90% of core assignments. Does that answer the question? Yes. Yay. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Brenda. So I think Ria has a question.
Yeah, it's a very specific question to me, but I kind of joined a little bit late, so I finished all the paperwork and everything yesterday. And I got an email yesterday that I should set up an appointment for onboarding, but then when I sent an email, they said it was too late. And I just wanted to know, is it like super important, or can I just like not like ignore the onboarding session?
Yeah, so I usually lead the onboarding session. So since
okay.
you already be starting on Monday, so
right,
this is already good as onboarding for you,
okay.
the orientation.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Sure. But I will also be sending you an email, like the remaining to-do list that you need to like finish or like complete before your day one, so that you don't get overwhelmed when you start your program on Monday, or actually on Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Any more questions? I'm going once, going twice. Okay. So yeah, that's about it for our orientation for data science. So thank you everyone for coming. So if you still have questions for Brenda and Robbie, we'll still be staying on Zoom. But if not, then yeah, you can already you're free to go and enjoy your evening, everyone. Nice meeting you.
Bye, everyone. So good meeting you.
Bye,
Thank you.
everybody. Go to
Appreciate it.
Python Basics.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Starting right now.
All right, sure. Y'all have a good night.
I know, David.
Bye.
Bye.